Adult University, where we take adult shit and cut into kid-sized pieces. My name is Miss A, and today, in Words of Wisdom, I'll be sharing my words of wisdom with you. So with that being said, let's get started, shall we? So back when I was in college, I had a lot of jobs. Well, I guess a lot of jobs really depends on who you're asking, but I had 2 to 3 jobs depending on the season. But one job particularly stuck with me throughout the year, well, until I resigned from it. And that job was that I was an assistant director of activities. And on the weekdays, I would help the activities director, facilitate parties and activities for the senior citizens. And then on the weekends, well, Saturday, I would come in by myself and lead them in different activities, probably around 4 to 5 hours. We'd start off with cheer exercises, and then I'd lead them in a game of bingo, and then I put in a movie and try not to nod off until it was time for me to leave. I really liked this job, and I had a lot of fun with it. And everybody was super sweet, except this one lady. Let's call her Ruby. Ruby would complain about everything and anything. She just was never satisfied. And you can imagine that all I wanted to do was just do my job and go home. And I never reacted to her, but I felt some ways about her in my heart. It just seemed like I could never please her. One day, we're playing bingo, and Ruby's up to her usual antics. She's complaining, she's getting on my nerves. And I just look at her, because she's sitting actually on my left side while I'm calling out numbers. And I felt so annoyed by her in my heart, although I never reacted to her. And it was in that moment I felt like God really spoke to me, and it was just like a very clear voice of like, aren't you glad God doesn't see her the way you do? And I kid you not, it floored me, it really humbled me. It made me feel this big. It shut down all the irritation, all the animosity, all the judgment. And it opened me up to extend grace to her. That no matter who she is, to me, she is a reflection of God. He created her in all his wonder and awesomeness. And I cannot say I care for people if I cannot offer grace and compassion of not necessarily loving the bad attitude I'm getting, but extending the grace to not judge her, to not hold it against her, and to do my best to look past it, basically. And this popped into my head as I'm like watching YouTube and seeing a bunch of videos and discussions about whether or not we should open, what people are posting on Facebook, calling people fools because they want to get back to living, etc., etc. And I just want to remind people that no matter what side of the fence you are in, you have to remember that you can't paint a group of people or one particular person, whoever, in one brushstroke, because they are genuinely a reflection of God's amazing glory. And to dismiss them or to dismiss their humanity, and I'm not talking about, you don't have to kill someone or hurt somebody to dismiss their humanity. You do it when you use demeaning words, right? You do that when you dismantle the essence of their human rights verbally. It's just to say that remember that God sees them in many lights, and even if you don't agree with somebody, you don't have to agree with them to understand that they are in this. They have the same concern as you. Whether they see the solution being immediate, as in returning to work, or if like you, many others share the view that if we quarantine a little longer, if we don't open up so many things, hopefully this will pass us by and we can get back to work and all the other kind of things that we need to get back to much, much later. In this time, I want to encourage people to extend grace. Extending understanding does not require agreement. It just requires you to be a compassionate person. And I want to remind people that essentially, yeah, we are all in this together because, well, putting it mildly, we all know CV sucks. And nobody knew, right? And to the best of our abilities, while we watched COVID-19, become what it was in China and then start to spread around, is as much as one could prepare for a tornado. If you walk away with nothing else from this time of the shutdown and as we try to get back to work and life and this new normal that we're going to exist in, you don't have to agree to extend understanding. And understanding means I may not get you, but I respect you. And that's my word of wisdom for today. Well, that's it for today. Just some words of wisdom from me to you. Thank you for attending class. Go ahead and do horror by subscribing to this channel, commenting, and thumbs up in this video. My name is Miss A, and until next time, remember, you must be this tall to pay bills.